The king unexpectedly discovered a flea on the back of his hand. He tried to swat it with his palm, but the flea jumped onto his other hand. The king immediately took an interest in the flea. He even brought it back to his room, and he fed the flea with food. The flea also moved into the tiny house the king prepared for it. A day later, the flea doubled in size. It could even pull a miniature cart. A week later, the flea grew even bigger. The flea feasted on the lavish dinner the king provided, but soon, an accident happened to the flea. The king immediately called a doctor for it. Then the doctor witnessed a shocking sight. The king had been raising a gigantic monster. The doctor obeyed the king's command. He quickly examined the flea. When the king learned the flea was about to die, he felt extremely sorrowful. But the next day, the king held a contest. The winner would marry the princess. In truth, only someone who could guess that the skin belonged to the flea would win. The first contestant guessed the skin was from a pig. Then he was immediately disqualified by the king. The second contestant was a young prince. The princess liked him very much, so she asked the king what animal the skin really came from. Then the princess received the king's answer. But after examining the skin, the prince gave a wrong answer. The princess was deeply disappointed. Just as the king thought no one would guess correctly, a wild man suddenly appeared at the contest, but the guards stopped him. The king, however, allowed the wild man to compete. The wild man sniffed the skin with his nose. Then he gave the correct answer. The princess was utterly devastated.